All right, on this one, it looks like, I think that's letter T. T plus 1/2 equals 4. All right, so you did number 21 and 22 very similarly. And what you did is you saw that you had a fraction and you took the reciprocal. Okay, you only take the reciprocal when you're dividing. Okay, when you have that fraction and you're dividing. So not when you're adding, not when you're subtracting, not when you're multiplying. All right. So we have T, I'm going to make it an F just so it looks like a different letter than a plus sign. Plus 1/2 is equal to 4. Now, when you have equations like this and you have them with a letter, the variable, you want the variable by itself. So the first thing I'm going to ask myself is my variable by itself? Okay, when you make that little T chart like that kind of thing right there, you can clearly see that F is not by itself. Right now it's with plus 1/2. So how do I undo plus 1/2? I'm going to take that inverse operation, which is minus 1/2, minus 1/2. Okay, now it might be easier since that's a fraction for you to subtract as a decimal. Okay, and you know that 1/2 would be also equal to 0.5 or 0.50. Okay, they mean the same thing, 0.5. Whatever you want to do, that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to do the fraction just because she has it as a fraction. And so you can't, if you have nothing right there, you can't take it away. Okay. So what you have to do is you have to make a fraction there. So what could I do to the 4 so that I could have a fraction there? Well, I could take 1 away from the 4. And when I take 1 away from the 4, it becomes the 3. But I have a fraction. So I want to make a fraction. So what number represents a fraction here? Okay. That also would take the place of that 1 whole that we borrowed from the 4. Well, that's going to be 2/2. So what you borrow is 2/2 because, let me write that over here, 3 and 2/2 is equal to 4 because the number over itself is always going to be equal to 1 whole. Okay, so I'm going to subtract, looking at my numerators. 2 minus 1 is 1. My denominator stays the same. And, oops, row. And you're going to bring that 3 wholes down. So F is equal to 3 and 1/2. And right here, when she did this little blob here, okay, and you're checking it, 3 and 1/2 plus 1/2 does indeed equal 4. And there you have, that's how you do that one.